All right, Shalom. All praises due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles of GMS, and Shalom to you brothers pushing this truth. I'm Karata Zakbar back on another show. And the title of the show will be called, I Will Call Them My People, Which Were Not My People. And that's based off the scripture written in Romans, the 9th chapter. All right, because you have a lot of people who read the Bible, they read in the New Testament, but they don't understand that the Gentiles that's going to be saved, those are Israelites. Okay, especially taught amongst the Christian community that those Gentiles or those Greeks or the ones that are called not the Most High's people are talking about heathen nations. But it's not talking about the heathen nations. It's all going into Israelites, all right? Because Israelites lost their heritage. They lost their way. They were lost sheep. And due to their transgressions that you read all throughout the Bible, the Most High have, cast them off. But through Yahweh Shah coming on the scene and dying for the sins of the nation of Israel, that's how, those Israelites that were cast off brought back into the fold through Yahweh Shah. All right? So we're going to jump right into Romans, the 9th chapter. And I'm going to start from verse 25. It'll be pretty much basically from 25 to 27 is what I'm going to focus on. All right. Well, actually, I can start from 24. So Romans 9:24 says, even us whom he have called, not of the Jews only, but also the Gentiles. Yeah, so somebody will read this and say, look, see, everybody could be saved because it's not for the Jews only and the Gentiles. Well, the Gentiles are Israelites. Okay. Scriptures in Corinthians said, ye know that ye were Gentiles following after those, dumb idols. So that's how we became Gentiles when we lost our way. And the word Gentile means foreigner. All right. And Israel became foreigners because Israelites were living in these lands of the heathens, following those heathen customs. All right. Israelites were living in Rome, living in Ephesus, living in Greece, all right, etc. And they was following those ways. So those same Israelites that was following after these customs had to be brought back into the fold. So verse 25, it says, as he said also in OC, I will call them my people, which were not my people, and her beloved, which was not my beloved. Yeah, so now somebody might read this and say, see, it says I will call them my people, which were not my people. And they would try to refer that to the heathens, okay, to the heathens, to the non-Israelites. Because somebody might say, look, I will call them my people, which were not my people. And they would say, who wasn't the Lord's people? The heathen nations. But no, this is talking about Israel. And it referenced the book OC, which is the book of Hosea in the Old Testament. So we're going to pull up the book of Hosea to find out who is that talking about. So I'm going to read this verse again. Romans 9, it says, as he said also in OC, I will call them my people, which were not my people, and her beloved, which was not my beloved. So let's find out who was not called the Lord's people. Let's get Hosea chapter 2. And let's read from verse 21. It says, and it shall come to pass in that day, I will hear, saith the Lord, I will hear the heavens, and they shall hear the earth, and the earth shall hear the corn, and the wine, and the oil, and they shall hear Jezreel. Yeah, and that's going into pretty much the kingdom of heaven, okay, where the Most High is going to sit everything in order, and the Most High is going to set, the earth is going to be a righteous earth, okay? And Jezreel is going to be established in that day. And it said the earth shall hear the corn and the wine and the oil. What's that's talking about? Real quick, let's get Deuteronomy 7th chapter. And this is referring to Israel. So Deuteronomy 7. Let's read verse 12 and 13. So it says, wherefore it shall come to pass, if ye hearken to these judgments, and keep and do them, that the Lord thy power shall keep thee. Salakia. It says that the Lord thy power shall keep unto thee the covenant and the mercy which he sworn unto thy fathers. And he will love thee and bless thee and multiply thee. He will also bless the fruit of thy womb and the fruit of thy land, thy corn and thy wine and thine oil, the increase of thy kind and the flocks of thy sheep, in the land which he swear unto thy fathers to give thee. Yeah, so that's right. So if we was to keep the commandments of the Lord was pretty much going to bless us. He was going to increase us as a nation and increase our land, the resources that we need, okay? And our flocks, the vegetation. So the Lord was going to increase us and take care of us if we was to keep his law, statutes, commandments. All right. But, of course, we broke the law, statutes, commandments of the Lord, and we failed, and the Lord took these things away from us. But the time's going to come where we're still going to receive those promises, because it was all about promise that the Lord made to our forefathers. So when Yahweh Shah comes back, he's going to set up the kingdom of heaven and set up the nation of Israel in that kingdom, starting with the elect. And that's when we're going to be perfect, and we're going to be established in the earth as the Lord's people. And we are going to be increased in that day. And we're going to get our land back, and the Lord is going to increase our land. All right. And that land will be holy again with the holy people. And we're going to have the increase of all the needs that, we everything that we need, the Lord is going to give unto us, and he's going to increase our land. So going back into Hosea 2. Hosea 2, and so I read that again from verse 21. And it shall come to pass in that day, I will hear, saith the Lord, I will hear the heavens, and they shall hear the earth, and the earth shall hear the corn and the wine and the oil, and they shall hear Jezreel. Yeah, so Jezreel is going to be established. And what is Jezreel? Okay, Jezreel is talking about Israel. Jezreel, Yazarah Allah, which means the seed of God. Who's the seed of God? His people. All right. Verse 23, and I will sow her unto me in the earth. Yeah. So the Most High, he's going to sow Israel, all right, or Jezreel, the seed of God, which is the nation of Israel. So it says, and I will sow her unto me in the earth. And we are going to be sold unto the Most High. We're going to follow the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High perfectly. And we're going to be sown in the earth in righteousness. We're going to be a righteous people in the earth. All right. And I will have mercy upon her that had not obtained mercy. And I will say unto them which were not my people, thou art my people. And they shall say, thou art my power. Yeah, because we wasn't the Most High's people. We was cast off. All right. So now the Most High is bringing us back as a nation, all the tribes of Israel, to where we're going to be the Lord's people as a whole. All right. And when you, which we're gonna get Hosea the first chapter, where Israel, because Israel was split into two kingdoms. You had the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom, which is the kingdom of Judah and the kingdom of Israel. All right, in the kingdom of Israel, the kingdom of Judah, which you had the tribes of Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, and then you had the kingdom of Israel, which was the rest of the 10 tribes. Those 10 tribes was cast off, was put out of the Lord's sight from being his people. All right, the Most High cut off the 10 tribes, and the Most High was only dealing with the house of Judah. Okay, and that's which we're gonna get in Hosea, the first chapter. But before we go there, let's go back to Romans 9. Let's go back to Romans, the 9th chapter, verse 26. So it says, "And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, Ye are not my people, there shall they be called the children of the living power." Yeah, so these same Israelites, which were not called the Lord's people, there's going to be said that they are the children of the living power. Okay? And, for generations, we wasn't called the Lord's people. All right? Especially here in America. We're not taught that we are the children of Israel, but it's being said now where, that we are the children of Israel. Okay? And that's through the Lord's men out there on the highways and byways teaching his word and bringing Israel back into the Most High. Okay? But, but these two verses is all talking about Israel. So now what we're going to do, we're going to go to Hosea. I'm going to go to the book of Hosea, the first chapter. We're going to read the whole chapter to further prove what is written in Romans, the 9th chapter, that 25th and 26th verse. So it reads from verse 1. It says, "The word of the Lord that came unto Hosea, the son of Beri, in the days of Uzziah, Jotham, Ahaz, and Hezekiah, kings of Judah, and in the days of Jeroboam, the son of Joash, king of Israel." Okay, and this Jeroboam was the second Jeroboam that came on the scene. Okay, which was out of the northern kingdom. Verse 2, it says, "The beginning of the word of the Lord by Hosea. It says, and the Lord said unto Hosea, Go, take unto thee a wife of whoredoms and children of whoredoms, for the land have committed great whoredom, departing from the Lord." Yeah, so the Lord told Hosea to go and take her to a wife of the whoredoms. All right, and that was a representation how Israel, played the whore and following other gods and not the Most High. So Israel cheated on their husband, which was the Most High, symbolically. So so the Lord told Hosea to take a wife of the whoredoms. All right, which was a representation how Israel was going to, pretty much cheat on the Most High, their true power, with other gods. Because Israel is spiritually Israel is a whore. They worship other gods instead of their power that they're supposed to be worshiping. All right, other gods of woods and stone that are not any gods. Verse 3, "So he went and took Gomer, the daughter of Diblam, which conceived and bare him a son. And the Lord said unto him, Call his name Jezreel, for yet a little while, and I will avenge the blood of Jezreel upon the house of Jehu, and will cause to cease the kingdom of the house of Israel. And that's right. And now this is going into the history when you read in the Kings, Second Kings. And the Lord, he, avenged the blood of Jezreel upon the house of Jehu, all right? And you can read about that account with Jehu, he slaughtered the house of Ahab, all right? And eventually, what the Lord destroyed Jehu's household, okay? It speaks about his household was his household would reign into the fourth generation, and pretty much that was it for him. Okay, but you can read about that history starting in 2 Kings, the 10th chapter. All right, so verse 5, and it shall come to pass at that day that I will break the bow of Israel in the valley of Jezreel, and she shall conceive again and bear a daughter. And God said unto him, call her name Lo-Ruhamah, for I will no more have mercy upon the house of Israel, but I will utterly take her away. Yeah, that's right. So this daughter that the wife of the whoredom bid for Hosea, the Lord told him to call that daughter named Lo-Ruhamah, which was a sign that what Israel was not going to be the Most High's people. All right, or no, a sign that the Most High was no longer going to have any mercy. Okay, Salakia, to correct myself, the Most High was not going to have any more mercy upon Israel. All right, which is the house of Israel, because what the Most High he cut Israel off from being his people. All right. And Lo-Ruhamah means no mercy, okay, when you look it up in the Hebrew. But it says, but I will have mercy upon the house of, but before we go there, let's get the history, because Israel was cut off, all right? Israel was cut off. Actually, well, let's just read, let's read 2 Kings. Let's read 2 Kings 17. Let's read verse 5 and 6. Then the king of Assyria came up throughout all the land and went up to Samaria and besieged it 3 years. And in the 9th year of Hoshea, the king of Assyria took Samaria and carried Israel away into Assyria and placed them in Halah and in Habor by the river of Gozan and in the cities of the Medes. For so it was, the children of Israel had sinned against the Lord their power, which had brought them up out of the land of Egypt from under the hand of Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and had fed other gods, and walked in the statutes of the heathen, whom the Lord cast out from before the children of Israel, and of the kings of Israel, which they had made. And the children of Israel did secretly those things that were not right against the Lord their power, and they built them high places in all the cities, from the tower of the watchman to the fenced city. And they set them up images in groves and high hill, and under every green tree. So when you read, pretty much Israel, they was the Most High gave them up to the Assyrians. All right, and this was the start where Israel was going to be cut off from being the Lord's people. Okay, But real quick, let's go back to Hosea. Then we're gonna jump back to King 17. But let's jump back to Hosea. So this Hosea 1:7. Well, it says, "But I will have mercy upon the house of Judah, and will save them by the Lord their power, and will not save them by bow, nor by sword, nor by battle, by horses, nor by horsemen." All right, so we're going to go into this verse. So the Lord was going to have mercy upon Judah. All right, and he cut off the house of Israel. So let's go back to Kings. Let's go back to Kings, 2 Kings 17. I'm going to jump down to let's start from verse 18. "Therefore the Lord was very angry with Israel and removed them out of his sight." So this is how the Most High had no mercy on them, okay? And later that they was not going to be the Lord's people. So it says, "Therefore the Lord was very angry with Israel and removed them out of his sight. There was none left but the tribe of Judah." So going back to Hosea, the first chapter, the Most High, he was only dealing with Judah, okay? "Also Judah kept not the commandments of the Lord their power, but walked in the statutes of Israel, which they had made. And the Lord rejected all the seed of Israel," okay, which is the house of Israel, "and afflicted them and delivered them into the hand of the spoilers until he had cast them out of his sight." Yeah, and that's what the Lord did. So he did that to the house of Judah, not the house of Judah, but the house of Israel, cast them out of his sight by delivering them up unto the Assyrians, okay, to the Assyrian captivity. Verse 21. "And he rent Israel from the house of David, and they made Jeroboam the son of Nebat king. And Jeroboam drave Israel from following the Lord, and made them sin a great sin. For the children of Israel walked in all the sins of Jeroboam which he did. They departed not from them, until the Lord removed Israel out of his sight, as he had said by all his servants the prophets. So Israel carried away out. So Israel was carried away out of their own land to Assyria unto this day." So yeah, so that's what happened. That's how the Most High casted Israel, or the house of Israel, out of his sight when it was carried off into the Assyria. And the Most High was only dealing with the house of Judah at that time. So let's go back to Hosea 1, verse 7 again. "But I will have mercy upon the house of Judah, and will save them by the Lord their power, and will not save them by bow, nor by sword, nor by battle, by horses, nor by horsemen." Yeah, that's right. And this is going back to the history of that same time, how the Lord saved the house of Judah, because what you read about that history, because the Assyrians also wanted to take down the house of Judah, but the Lord saved them from being taken down by the house of Judah. But it says he saved them, "And I will not save them by bow, nor by sword, nor by battle, nor by horses, nor by horsemen." Yeah, because they wasn't saved by, physical battle, or Israel going to war. The Most High sent the angel to destroy those Assyrians, and that's how they were saved. Real quick, let's get that in Kings. So let's get 2 Kings 19. Go right to the point. When you read in the chapter, the Assyrians wanted to take down the house of Judah. We're going to jump down to the point, and this is 2 Kings chapter 19, verse 32. So it says, therefore, thus saith the Lord concerning the king of Assyria, he shall not come into the city, nor shoot an arrow there, nor come before it with shield, nor cast a bank against it. By the way that he came, by the same shall he return, and shall not come into this city, saith the Lord. It says, for I will defend this city to save it for my own sake and for my servant David's sake. And it shall come to pass that night that the angel of the Lord went out and smote in the camp of the Assyrians 185,000. And when they arose early in the morning, behold, they were all dead corpses. Yes, so the Most High sent the angel to what? Slaughter those Assyrians. And that angel slaughtered what? Pretty much 184,000 Assyrians. Okay? So, all right, verse 36. Sennacherib, king of Assyria, departed and went and returned and dwelt at Nineveh. And it came to pass, as he was worshiping in the house of Nisroch, his god, that Adremelech and Sharazar, his son, smote him with the sword, and they escaped in the land of Armenia, and Esh and Ishar Hardon, his son, reigned in his stead. Okay, so, pretty much that's the point where the Lord, saved the house of Judah out of the hands of the Assyrians by sending an angel to destroy those Assyrians. Okay, so let's go back to Hosea. Hosea chapter 1. So let's read 7 again. But I will have mercy upon the house of Judah, and will save them by the Lord their power. It will not save them by bow, nor by sword, nor by battle, by horses, nor by horsemen. So that's how the Lord saved them, all right, by sending an angel to deliver them out of the hand of the Assyrians. While the angel came and slaughtered 185,000 men of the Assyrians, okay? Now, when she had weaned Leruhamah, she conceived and bare a son. Okay, so now, the daughter of the Whoredoms was going to bear another son, was going to bear another child, for Hosea. And this time it's a son. Then said God, call his name Lo-Ami, for ye are not my people, and I will not be your power. Yeah, for ye are not my people, and I will not be your power. And that's what happened, where Israel was cut off from being the people of the Lord. So this son was a representation, was a sign of that. Leruhamah meaning not my people, all right, when you look it up in the Hebrew. And I would not be your power. Yeah, so the Most High, he pretty much turned his back on his own people. Israel was not his people anymore. And that's why they was cast off and, went into slavery. Now, verse 10. Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people, there it shall be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living power. Yeah, so this is all still talking about Israel. All right? This is all still talking about Israel. I read the verse again. Hosea 1:10. Yet the number of the children of Israel should be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it is said unto them, ye are not my people, there it shall be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living power. Yeah. And that's what happened. Because we was cast off from being the Lord's people. All right, we was not going to be the Lord's people. All right, and that was mainly dealing with the house of Israel. Okay, because fast forward into the New Testament, you had the Jews, you had the house of Judah that was pretty much on the scene. Okay, but the rest of Israel was in a Gentile state of mind and was cut off. All right, but the rest of Israel had to be brought back into the fold because what the promises was for the whole nation of Israel. All right, so they had to be brought back into the fold of being the Lord's people. Okay, and to this present day, all Israel is being gathered. Okay, in Yahweh Shah, all Israel is being gathered, and we're being known as the Lord's people, the nation of Israel as a whole. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. All right. Verse 11, then shall the children of Judah and the children of Israel be gathered together. Yeah, so that's what it's all about. It's about the children of Judah and the children of Israel being gathered together. Because during in the New Testament, when Yahweh Shah came, it was only the Jews on the scene. All right. And the faith of Yahweh Shah was delivered unto the Jews first. Okay. But through the Jews not acknowledging or Yahweh Shah, then what? They turned it to the Gentiles, and that was for all Israel to come into the fold. All right, and those Gentiles were the Israelite foreigners that had to be brought back into the fold also. Okay, and this is the prophecy. Hosea 1:11 says, then shall the children of Judah and the children of Israel be gathered together and appointed themselves one head, and they shall come up out of the land, for great shall be the day of Jezreel. Yeah, they should come up out of the land. All right. And how is that going to happen? When Yahweh Shah comes back to deliver the nation of Israel out of captivity. Okay. Out of America and brought back into our own land, which is the land of Israel. And that's when we're going to be a righteous people. All right. Great shall that day. It says great. It says for great shall be the day of Jezreel. All right. Which we know Jezreel is the seed of the Most High, which is the Lord's people that he's going to plant in the earth in righteousness. So let's go back into Romans the 9th chapter. Romans 9th chapter. So now we got understanding of what that's talking about, because it mentions the book of OC or the book of Hosea. So this Romans 9:24. Even so, whom ye have called, not of the Jews only, but also the Gentiles. So the Jews were, the tribe, the house of Judah, but also the Gentiles. The Gentiles was represent the rest of Israel, okay? And Israel was casted off from being the Lord's people. So they had to be brought back into the fold. As he said also in Osea, I will call them my people, which were not my people, and her beloved, which was not my beloved. Yeah, the house of Israel was not called the Lord's people because Israel was cast off out of the Most High's sight. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people, there shall they be called the children of the living power. And we read that in Hosea the 1st chapter, 10th verse. Verse 27, Isaiah also cried concerning Israel. Yeah, so it tells you right here in the 27th verse who it's talking about, who these previous verses even is talking about. Because now it mentions the book of Isaiah. All right, Isaiah, it says here. We're just referring to the book of Isaiah. So it says, Isaiah also cried concerning Israel. So just like how is mentioned in Hosea concerning Israel, is mentioned in Isaiah, the book of Isaiah concerning Israel. So it says, though the number of the children of Israel be as the sand of the sea, a remnant shall be saved. Yeah, and you read about that in the book of Isaiah, the 10th chapter. So it says, though Israel be as the sand of the sea, yet a remnant shall return unto me. All right, because when you read Romans the 9th chapter, it's pretty much referring to the elect that's going to come back into the fold, because not every Israel is going to believe and have faith. All right, but the elect of those like going back then during the time of the Roman Empire, this word was delivered unto the Jews, but not all the Jews believed. And so they turned to the Israelite foreigners, and who was gonna, follow, have faith in the Lord. But not all of them was gonna believe neither. It was an elect remnant amongst those Jews and amongst those Israelite foreigners that was all gonna come back into having faith in Yahweh Shah. All right, so it starts with the elect of Israel that's gonna return. So with that, I hope brothers learn something, and I'm gonna give all praises due to Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'Hashem Rakah Kodash, double honors to the apostles of GMS, and shalom to the elect. Shalom.